Okay, welcome to Pop Art. First things first, we're going to open our sample image. And in your case, you're probably working with a portrait. I'm going to right-click on the image, open with Photoshop. One of 11 ways of opening up an image in Photoshop. And once it's open, oh, so cute. Let's save it. And Katerina_EX3, in this case, exercise 3. We don't want it as a JPEG, we want it as a Photoshop document. Top choice here. Why? So it doesn't flatten, and so we have layers. Exactly. Hit save. Okay, first thing we do when we start any Photoshop project is what? Make a copy of the background. Exactly. And in this case, we are going to crop the image to be a square. This may be a terrible square, but let me show you how to do it. When you grab this crop tool, you have the option right here to choose some presets for cropping. So if I choose a 1:1, in this case, it just crops off his paw. That's not great. If I bring it in a little bit, let's see if I can get how that looks. When you're ready to apply the transformation, you hit return. But here's something we talked about the other day. Delete cropped pixels. If I uncheck that, the layers goes into crop preview, right, as opposed to having this background. And when I hit return and I go back into my layers, background copy, which was once locked, is now an editable layer 0. So I don't want that. I do want to crop without deleting my cropped pixels. Hold on. I'm sorry. And I think that is resuming. Let's see. I don't know how to check. Okay. I think, there we go. Okay. So if at any time you're working and you're like, wow, that crop is really bad, you can reselect the crop tool and go to Image, Reveal All. And it reveals all of the pictures because you didn't crop it and delete the pixels. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm going to go back and crop it to a square. Going to use the arrow tools to kind of move it in a little. Get a little closer because it's just about the face in this case. And hit return. Now I have this layer 0, and one of the things I think is really important is to preserve your locked background copy just in case. So if this happens, simple, go to Layer, New, Background from Layer. It locks it, takes it right back to the original, and you can turn it off. And that's kind of how I protect that layer. Okay, sound good so far?
What if she had like an older version of Photoshop?
And you can't do that? Then don't work on an original. Yeah. So I have a copy of this like on my phone or on my hard drive. So worst case scenario, if I'm working for a client and they're like, oh, I really wanted this rectangular, you would have to start again. Or, really good question. I'm going to hide Photoshop for a second. The other way you could do it is open this photograph in Bridge. Let's find Bridge. And if you open it in Bridge using Camera Raw, which is this little icon right here, it will open in the program that's used for RAW files from digital cameras, but you can also apply a lot of these same exposure, highlights, shadows, lens corrections, and things to a JPEG. You could crop it in here. And if you hit Open Image,